Thank you. My name is Dr. Momos Leonard. Welcome to today's presentation. Following my earlier presentation on how to generate businesses in committees, in today's presentation, we are handling the role of the chairperson before, during, and after the committee meeting. Because I mentioned earlier that it is important for committees to generate businesses and they become effective. Now I'm looking at the role of the chairperson in a committee. The committee is before, during the sitting, and after the sitting. The outline of the presentation of today, I'll look at what roles does a chair play before a committee sitting? What role does a chair play during committee sitting? And what the role does the chair play after the committee meeting? Now, who is a chairperson in a parliamentary or county assembly committees? A chairperson in a parliamentary or county assembly committee is an elected member who leads and oversees the committee activities. Who leads and oversees the activities of the committee. That is the chairperson of a committee. Now, the chairperson is a very critical person in a committee. Why? Because a chairperson presides over committee meetings and plays a critical role in determining the success and effectiveness of committee meetings. That's a very important point. When you are a chair of a committee, you need to understand that the effectiveness of that committee, the success of that committee depends with the chair. Now, what are some of the roles the chairperson need to perform before a committee sitting? One of it is, as a chair, define the purpose, define the objectives of the meeting. That is number one. What is the meeting all about? Define the objectives. Number two, you need as a chair to set the agenda in consultation with the members and the committee clerk. I'll be able to explain these matters when I get to my other presentations. In a committee setup, we have members. In a committee setup, we have the secretariat. In this case, I'm speaking about you as a chair, that you need to set the agenda in consultation with the members of your committee. And then the committee clerk is the head secretariat of your committee. You need to set the agenda in consultation. Number three, as a chair, ensure that the secretariat facilitates the sitting. In this case, to ensure the necessary documentation, to ensure the other issues that pertain to a committee is within reach of the committee. Number four, the chair is supposed to get brief. You are supposed to receive briefs on the agenda and activities of the committee from the committee clerk or the secretariat. You need to receive briefs. For you, chair, to be effective and to give success of the committee, receive briefs from your secretariat. The other issue as a chair you need to do is to develop a deliberation or execution plan. After you have known the agenda, after you have consulted, after the secretariat has briefed you, you now develop a deliberate executive plan, what you want to execute. Now, that is some of the roles the chair needs to do before the sitting. Now, let's go to the meeting. Now, during the meeting, what do you do as a chair? First thing is arrive for the sitting at least 30 minutes ahead of the scheduled commencement of the sitting to receive briefs and more briefs from the secretariat. Why do you need to come early? To prepare and see where the meeting is going to happen is well arranged. Number two, call the sittings to order after a roll call. Chair, the members have come. It is your work to call the sitting to order. Roll call is determining the quorum. You confirm the quorum, and then after you have called the meeting, you've confirmed the quorum, you have to make opening remarks and introduce members. After you've introduced members, you also need to pay attention to those who are in attendance in your meeting and observers. If any, even including media, you need to introduce them. The other thing the chair must do, number three, is propose the adoption of the agenda. The agenda is listed in the notice of meeting. It is your role as a chair to propose the adoption of that agenda. Then after that has been done, you introduce the agenda for the day and generally guide all activities, preside over the sitting, and ensure you enforce the rules of procedure, highlights points of convergence or divergence, and then summarize the deliberation as a chair. Then guide the sitting to arrive at the conclusion of the issues in the agenda. The other issue the chair need to do during the meeting is allocate time to every agenda item and attempt to impress upon members to stick to set timelines. Very important, because members can decide to go outside. So you must impress upon members to stick to set timelines. The other issue the chair should do during the meeting: ensure the decisions are taken within the letter and the spirit of the statutes and the rules of procedure. The other issue the chair must do during the committee sitting is ensure that democracy prevails and that equity in participation of members is respected and achieved. Ensure you engage your members. The other issue you need to do as a chair: recognize the value of members' contribution in a meeting is very critical. The other issue the chair you need to know when you are chairing the sitting of a committee: exhibit familiarity with the protocol of the meeting. For example, insist that only one person at a time may speak in a sitting. All speeches to be addressed to the chair. Do not allow members to exchange or start to speak to each other. The other issue you need to know as a chair during sitting is keep members' contribution within the reasonable time allotted to every agenda, and ensure that decisions are properly drafted and implementable. Decisions should specify the way forward. It should specify the purpose, the resource, time frame, and the supervision and follow-up mechanisms. The other issue the chair need to do during the committee sittings, very important: capture the main points in the discussion, then summarize all of them, which helps you to drive to conclusion and suggest the way forward. The other issue, chair, you need to do during the sitting is sign minutes upon confirmation. You will come and read minutes. After minutes have been read, please ensure you as a chair, you sign those minutes. Another issue you need to do as a chair during the sitting: ensure appropriate dress code is observed. As a chair, when you come to a sitting and when members come, ensure that all members are dressed in a manner that gives integrity to the members of that committee. The other issue the chair you need to do: control disorderly members in your committee. Another thing you need to do as a chair: preside over voting, if any, and announce the results of that voting. And lastly, as a chair, maintain decorum in the committee room during committee sitting. Those are some of the roles of the chair during the meeting. Now, welcome on the part of after the committee meeting. There are a few issues here. After the meeting, what do you do as a chair? Ensure action items are implemented. Ensure action items in the minutes are implemented. Number 2, facilitate and assist members encountering challenges in undertaking assigned tasks. You might have given tasks to members. Ensure that you facilitate and assist them in executing those tasks. The third issue: ensure that the typed minutes are a true record of the previous proceedings. The minutes are confirmed at every subsequent meeting. It is important, or at every subsequent sitting of a committee. The other second last issue: ensure that the clerk of the committee circulates draft minutes and relevant documents to members before the next sitting to promote informed deliberation. And lastly, as a chair, lead in the evaluation of the previous meeting. In the evaluation process, you look at the findings, you look at the recommendation, and look at the status of the implementation. Those are some of the roles that the chair you play after the meeting. They are just but a few. So in this case, therefore, after you've understood the role of the chair before, and then during, then after, I want to leave you with this quote as a chair: a successful chairperson creates an environment where ideas can flourish and decisions are made with clarity and purpose. I want to repeat that again. Now that you are the chair, you have known your roles before, during, and after. I leave you with this quote: a successful chairperson creates an environment where ideas can flourish and decisions are made with clarity and purpose. Next presentation, I will handle the role of members in a committee before, during, and after. Thank you very much.